Chapter.
Let's go. Welcome to the League of Trade.
Hello and welcome to episode 376 of the Leaguecast podcast. I'm your host, Nick the King Cooper. Joining me, Aiden Frost Records.
You have one fucking job, dude.
I have one job. So, all right, what happened in Colton Blue Basket Sweat?
Hey, how's it going?
Good. And what happened was I minimized the show notes for some reason. So then I maximized them, but they were all the way down at Mail Fights, and I had to scroll up real quick. Hey, welcome to Behind the Scenes. Welcome to Behind the Scenes. Hey, this week we're gonna talk about the new patch and the new champion. Fucking double bang it, dude. We got a Metakaiser or Champion Spotlight, whatever we decide to call this section. Round table. A new cheese pick, never before seen in the history of the store. Some MSI, I guess, talk question mark, because it's kind of happening, but not the important part.
Not the part any of us care about.
Yeah, not the part that any of us are waking up at, 4 a.m. to watch?
Mm-hmm.
And then a couple emails. Aiden, how was your week?
My week was good. I played League of Legends.
Nice.
This week we welcome Robot Aiden.
Shut up, dude. No, but guess how many different characters I played in ranked this week? I played 17 games. The answer's not 17, by the way.
The answer is 1.
6.
7.
Pog. Oh, 1 plus 6 is
Maybe-
7.
Ooh.
Oh my god.
We did it together, Nick. Teamwork makes the
Hold
dream
on,
work.
Can you guys count for me?
Okay,
Sure.
Blitzcrank,
1,
Leona,
2.
Alistar, Janna, Tom Kench, Shen, Rumble.
Yeah, 7.
Okay, 7. Good.
7.
Killed it.
Also, you disgusting Janna abuser.
Dude, I can't play that character. It's not my play style.
You
I
know,
want to
just-
fucking... It's so boring. You want to do stuff, and you just can't do anything.
Yeah, you want to walk up and like auto W, and you want to like aggressively Q, and you're just like, this is not what this character's made for.
You get hit,
Also,
you
the
get hit once and die.
Also, the first game I played, Janna, they invaded us, and then we still tried to contest the blue that they were invading. And then the Draven one-trick Smurf player got a double kill. And they were playing Draven Nautilus bottom, so they got a double kill. Then we went to lane, and then they killed us again. And then I got back to lane, they dove me, and then she got back to lane, and they dove her. And it just wasn't. It wasn't. And then he DC'd for 20 minutes, and we still lost.
The Draven player?
Yeah, dude.
Oh my god, you guys suck.
I had a lot of of those games where it's like I'm losing games that there's no way in the world anyone should lose games, like when the Fed 80 carry DCs for 20 minutes, like shit like that. When we're smashing the game, then we get 2 Barons stolen from us, then lose the game, like shit like that. I've lost a lot of those games this week. Yeah, so I think I'm 7 wins, 10 losses this week, which isn't good.
That's
but
not good.
I've been playing other shit, so it's fun. Whatever. Who cares, dude?
Yeah.
I'm still
truly.
D3. Colton has 2 more points than me.
2 more. Whoa. You've been
He has
dethroned.
2 points.
Yeah, I'm a better
Yeah.
player by 2 points. Thank you.
If you asked me an hour ago, though, I would have had 15 more points than him. And if you asked me 2 hours ago, I would have had 2 points less than him. And then if you asked me 3 hours ago, I would have had 15 more points.
Hey, Aiden, if we're allowed to go back in time more than 1 hour, I could be 2 leagues in either direction. Thank you very much.
That's true.
That's fair. No, I tried the Colton strategy of playing different characters every game, and it's really fucking fun, dude. I had a blast. I had way more fun than just playing the same boring shit. I counterpicked Shen into an Irelia this week, a fucking Irelia top main.
Hell
Smashed her. Hard counter.
You
That's
heard
my
it here
new-
first.
That's my new strategy. All listeners, learn how to play characters like kind of decently well, just like be decent at the game, so then you just like counterpick really easy shit into people. It's actually
The answer
brilliant.
to all your questions, if you want to get good at the game, just be good at the game.
No. You don't have to be like really good, but you just play like dumbass shit that's also a counter.
Mm-hmm.
Like find a tank that counters X character that they just picked. Easy win. Easy slap. Solo killed that earlier 3 times as Shen.
Hell yeah, welcome
That's-
to the Shen episode.
That's my week though. I had a lot of fun. I slapped some boys around and it was good.
Nice. Sounds like a hoot hollering good time.
So much fun.
Colton, how was your week?
I'll only answer that question if Aiden asks it to me.
Oh, I apologize.
Hey Colton, how was your week?
My week, now that you've asked me, was pretty average overall. Went out on Friday night with some buddies, got pretty drunk, and stayed out way too late, but that was still a good time. Other than that, played some League, and I'm up a solid 2 points, so that's pretty great. I think I'm like 3-3, but it just worked out that way. Little bit of Risk of Rain, little bit of FTL. Haven't been playing a ton of games. I finally saw in theaters the Endgame. Not that Nick cares. I'm not going to say anything about it because I realize a lot of people probably still haven't. But yeah, I got a chance to see that, so that made me pretty happy. But work's been busy. But yeah, that's pretty much my week. So I guess Nick Cooper, I'll have to ask you about your week now.
I'll only answer if Aiden asks.
Hey Nick, how was your week?
Thank you. It's pretty good. Mostly preparing for my final, which is tomorrow as of recording, and then I'll have a whopping 3 days until my summer classes start. So
Hell yeah.
pretty exciting to have some time off. But yeah, I mean, League, mostly like ARAMs and normals. I'm just playing on a Smurf, playing things that I want to like play and have fun with. I think I played one ranked game and lost, but we deserved to win that one. But you know what happens. Otherwise, yeah, Risk of Rain. Aiden and I had the urn, as the children say, last night. It was kind of nutty. Eventually, mobs just stopped spawning for a level. And that was pretty exciting. But that's pretty much it. Steady as she goes. So let's get into the news where we are kind of like, this is peak news. We're not supposed to have this at the same time. Patch notes and a champion reveal. So which one do you guys want to do first? We flipping a
Patch
coin?
notes, because they're actually lit.
Okay.
I guess patch notes it is.
First up, I guess they've already bug fixed something. With
Yeah,
Yasuo.
bug fix. Can I explain this bug? Have you seen this bug?
Oh,
Nick?
yeah, I did see this bug. Okay, I did see
So,
this bug. Go ahead.
Fucking spaghetti to the max. Holy shit. So there's a bug with Yasuo. So Yasuo has a Q where he like shoots out his like sword and he like stabs shit. And then his E is a dash move. But if he uses his E and his Q, he does a spinny dash move. So if he did the spinny dash move, your E plus your Q, and then while you're in the middle of your E, you hit one of your F keys, F1, FIS 2, 3, 4, 5, which switches cameras to another player on your team. So it didn't show your character. It just wouldn't put his Q on cooldown.
Yeah, and the craziest part of this bug is that it seemed really easy to recreate.
Oh, you could do it every single time.
Yeah, like it wasn't even something that required a lot of like timing. It was just, hey, whenever you press these two buttons, just look somewhere else.
Yeah, so that's like major spaghetti. The fact that it wouldn't put an ability on cooldown because you weren't looking at the screen.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. How many other people tried very similar things?
I was like curious if like that would work for any other character in the game. It's got to be because like that's an interaction that like, I don't know, it's like obviously written poorly, but
yeah.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if they found anything else quite like that where it interacted in that way, but it'd be hilarious if it did. Up next, we've got Aatrox. Passive auto attacks now also heal Aatrox, and the mutilation is removed, so I think that was like the increasing damage. Q cooldown adjusted and damage increased. W slow flattened and cooldown increased. E heal trigger adjusted. Revive no longer a baseline effect on R. Takedowns extend R and enable revive. Movement speed adjusted. Increase healing. Lots of tuning. Just read the full change list. No. So a lot
does
of
he not
tuning.
revive anymore? Or am I
He needs to get a takedown, I think, to get the revive, is what it was saying.
He needs a kill to get a revive? That seems kind of...
A takedown.
So
a
it says
kill or an assist, yeah.
takedowns extend world ender by 5 seconds. Refresh its movement speed and allow Aatrox to revive upon taking lethal. Yeah, he has to get a fucking takedown.
Huh.
Yikes.
I'm okay with that, honestly, because I feel like as like an engage tool, it's okay. As a lol, you can't dive me ever tool, it's kind of dumb. So, right, like this, I think strengthens its offensive capabilities while lowering its I'm Aatrox, I will never die in lane ever because fuck you. So I'm okay with it. I like it.
Yeah, it's cool.
The rest
Looks
of the
he just
numbers,
becomes like a mega character.
Yeah, it would take me a while to break down all these numbers and like actually see exactly what they're doing, but a lot of tuning to hopefully bring him a little bit more in line and give him some more distinct strengths and weaknesses as opposed to just being strong the entire game and winning almost every lane.
Cool. I guess I'll talk about Blitzcrank, who's got a bunch of changes. So
He's your
passive
guy.
shield adjusted. Our passive change to mark targets with auto attacks, so that they take damage after delay, and then some VFX changes. Overall, though, it's like a really good change to Blitzcrank, because his old passive that would just randomly strike shit was one of the worst things in the world as a support, because you just take minions if you're aggroed, or if you were running by creeps and stuff like that. If you somehow were in combat, you like might strike it, and then it would like break your mobies even like faster or break them again. It's just bad. It's just not a good design for support. I think the only change that Blitzcrank needs to his character is I don't think his I feel like the W having slow on it is fine, but like it should be a lesser slow, or the speed should be higher, and he shouldn't get movement speed for it. I mean, not movement speed, attack speed. Why is he getting attack speed on W?
Because people still build him like AD question mark.
Yeah, but that's.
I think it'd be better if they gave it like tenacity or something, or slow.
He shouldn't get attack speed.
No,
Like,
I think it
that's a
should be
useless
like maybe
stat.
movement speed and like slow reduction or something, right? Like he's going overdrive, right? He's like popping out his engines and they're gonna burn out, but for that time, like he's zooming. I think if they gave him like tenacity or slow resistance during that, that'd be a lot better thematically than he's gonna auto attack. It's not what that character does.
And like, I know it's the meme. Like, what if Lux was released today? But like, if Blitzcrank was released today, there's no way there would be a slow on his W. Like 0% chance, right? Like no way.
Yeah.
Oh well, he's better though. I guess after these changes.
Yeah, speaking of someone who's better after changes, just kidding, I think. Rakan, base health, armor, magic resist, and magic resist growth increased. Attack damage decreased. Weird. His W dash speed is increased. The ultimate cast time adjusted to disallow W or ultimate during. So while you're casting your ultimate for the first half second, you can't use flash or W. Certainly better than the changes that they had proposed on the PvE.
I think that's a much better way to make the R flash or RW not like the guaranteed combo, as opposed to making the W real slow and just a shit ability. Like, I think, just having that delay between the ult or W and the ult flash, I think that's a much better way to go about balancing that.
I'm glad they didn't like go with as what you said, like just not being able to use it. Like that was such a bad idea for a change.
Yeah, that doesn't feel good.
Soraka, Q cooldown and haste adjusted, empowered heal for ally and self increased, damage decreased, E cooldown decreased, cost now scales, and damage decreased late. Okay, so just some little tweaking to make her, I guess, less damage really and more of that healy support.
Is there any other heal in the game that's like it's a dot but like it heals more at the beginning than like trickles off? I don't think there's another one in the game, is there? It's a little weird.
I
think that
so.
the amount that she self heals off Qs is like crazy though. Like now 140 if you max it. I feel like top lane tank Soraka might be actually good again.
I mean,
Cool.
140 is not a ton. I guess it
That's
scales
like-
with AP though, and that's
It's
kinda
every
nuts.
4 seconds too.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like a really good ability.
Yeah, that's strong.
Yeah, cool. Tom Kench, another character they've decided to remove from the game. So his passive bonus damage is flattened, Q slow, range, and slow increased. CC's self for enemies and allies, and refunds mana when used on enemies. E heal and shield increased, no longer cost mana. R range decreased and cooldown increased. R range decreased early, then it's increased late, I believe. But So I feel like I have some credibility to speak on this. So a lot of people on Reddit and on our Discord think this is like a buff to top Kench and then a nerf to support Kench. It's okay. First of all, it's a nerf all around. The character probably shouldn't be played anywhere anymore, I think. My main problem with it is that it doesn't really address their main problems. Obviously, Tahm Kench is a problematic character in pro play. He wasn't problematic in solo queue because he had a 45% win rate overall, which I would say is really, really bad. But he's like really fucking good in solo in competitive play. So his problem, obviously, is Devour. You getting a get out of jail free card for your allies is really, really strong. So what they should have done was just nerf Devour. And when I say nerf Devour, nerf it for saving allies. The reason why it's OP, right? So what they did, I think, is actually a really good change. Is they made it so it grounds you and slows you for 95% when you eat an ally, which is great. Now it's just like it's kind of like your Azonias for your AD carry. I still think that's a really, really strong ability. But it's obviously a lot weaker because now you can't flash out. Now you can't move. It's definitely weaker, but it's probably a more balanced version of what it was. That's what they should have done. Probably just nerfed that and maybe gave them some compensation buffs somewhere else. But what they did was they also nerfed the aggressive version of it. They nerfed the damage by like 1 billion. Like the only point in the game where the W damage is now higher than it was before is at level 1 if they have less than 700 health. After that, at any other point in the game, it's the worst. And as the game goes longer and characters have more health, the worse it gets. By like a lot though. Like you'll lose like easily like 300 damage on like, or 400 damage on fighting a tank with the W, which is, I would argue, pretty important. That being said, what Reddit and some Discord people tell me is that it's a buff because his Q and his passive and his E are buffed. Well, his Q got this slow duration increase, which I think is a huge buff. 1.5 seconds to 2 seconds is a huge buff on his Q. The problem is that they nerf the cooldown, so now it starts at 8 seconds, it scales down to 4. So although you do have the slow increase, you now can't keep it stacked only with your Q. If you like try to only use your Q, then it will like drop all the stacks before you can Q again until you have it max rank. And they also increase the range of it, which is cool. Doesn't really matter that much. The problem is now you always have to get in melee range to keep stacks up. So, meaning in lane, in support, in every single role, it's kind of a nerf, even though it is a buff, I guess, after level 9. Passive buff, I think it's actually like more of a buff than a nerf. I agree. I think it just making it 1.5% at all ranks is a buff, because like most of the game you're going to be at those first 2 stages anyways. So, whatever. Not that big of a deal, though. Thick skin. This is probably the biggest buff on his kit, but I don't think it's makes or breaks the character at all. And then his ult actually feels really fucking good, by the way. I don't think the 2,500 range is bad at all. I feel like it's more like a get out of jail free card when you're playing him top and support. It's, hey, we see them about to dive us through Tribush or whatever. We can just ult out. So I think that still serves its purpose, and then it just gets stronger. So that's I'd say R is actually like a buff for the most part, but holy shit, that W change alone actually makes the character almost unplayable. Top lane, like you lose probably 50% of your damage. You're literally an auto attacker now with a stun every however many seconds. That's all your character does. I played him in a ranked game. I won. I smashed lane. I did all right in lane, and then I kind of was just like an unkillable tank because thick skin is still a bad mechanic for the game's health, I think. You're just a tank who has 2 health bars. But holy fuck, that character is not fun to play anymore. I just don't know what Riot's doing. The main problem is that they're pitching us as a buff, right? They're pitching us as a W nerf than a buff to the character overall. But it's a W nerf and then the character's unplayable.
Yeah, that's kind of how I felt. Like, it doesn't seem like a buff. Even if this is intended to be a buff, it doesn't seem that way. Like, you lose so much damage on your W.
They just shouldn't have like removed the W damage. I don't see a okay, I think it did too much damage, right? That being said, that was never the problematic part. And it doing a lot of damage, Nick, means that it's going to be used for like saving allies less. So I just feel like if you want people to use it as like a defensive tool less, nerfing it's a good way of doing that. But nerfing the damage makes people want to use it more as a defensive tool. So it seems like they're going nowhere. Like I said this on Discord. I feel like he's still fills the exact same role as he did before in support. he's a worse version of it, but you're still going to pick him as a like anti-dive tool, right? A tank that gets your AD carry. It's like a free flash for AD carry still. So I don't know. I feel like it changes nothing about how he's played, why he's strong. So, oh well. Maybe next time, right?
We'll see. After that, we have some simple. Oh, we didn't talk about the it refunds mana if you use it on an enemy champion, which is really nice for top lane.
But they doubled the mana of it though, so it doesn't.
Oh yeah, I see. I see that now. Yikes.
The one good thing about that, I will give you the one good thing about that is that I felt when I played him top, I felt like I never had any mana issues, whereas sometimes before. This is probably a combination between thick skin not having a mana cost now and this refunding. Mm-hmm. I feel like you can use your W as a poke tool for spitting minions a lot more now. I guess that's something to bring up. Is like the minion spit damage got increased? No, it didn't get increased. It just like I guess it just felt better because I was using it more often because it only costs 50 mana instead of 60, and then thick shielded. So I didn't run out of mana, but still, it's. I had someone say that to me earlier on Reddit. They're like, "Hey, but it gives mana back." Yeah, they fucking doubled the mana cost. I don't know.
That's true.
That's the double the price and then 50% off. It's a sale, my dudes.
Even the cooldown's like weird. Like before, there was a world in which you could like take power away from him by making a max W, right? Because the cooldown scaled from 28 down to 16. Now it's just 20 flat. Like it feels like all their decisions like contradict each other, right? Like, why not make it like before it had the well, it still does have it. If you use it on enemy, the cooldown's halved. I feel like that's a great idea, but you need the cooldown to be really fucking high then. It's so silly. It's so silly, dude.
Yeah. I still feel like this champion's gonna get picked, which is the crazy part.
So LS thinks he's never gonna be played unless he's played jungle. I feel like he's gonna be played support still. He still fills the same role. People on Reddit, dude, act like he's gonna be played top lane now. He's literally like he's gonna fucking demo top lane. You know, he's not. No. He does no damage.
Yeah.
Oh well. GG's.
Next up, simple champion changes. So we'll run through these quick. Akali W extended duration when breaking, invisibility decreased, cooldown increased early.
Darius Q healing and damage increased, making him stronger.
Jesus, that's the one part of his kit that I hate is the heal. Ugh.
It's just because it's so inconsistent, right? Is the main thing. Like if he misses it by a little bit, he gains 0 health. If he hits it, like now he gains 45% of his 45%.
Yep, that's
it's insane. So silly. Echo base attack damage increased, E cost decreased at later ranks.
Fog. Hecarim Q bonus damage decreased, E minimum and maximum damage decreased late.
He was a little strong, a little bit. Jarvan. Base health, mana, and mana regen decreased. W bonus shield for each champion hit decreased and flattened at all ranks. E cooldown increased. A lot of nerfs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, apparently Jarvan's problematic.
So like he's played so much in competitive, but he never does well in competitive. It's so weird. I understand why he was strong though, but I feel like he didn't need that big of nerfs to be honest. I felt like he's just outshined whenever he's played, but.
I feel like the super nuts part is that they just nerfed his W, which is already a useless ability.
Mm-hmm.
So it's one of those things where, like, maybe nerfing his W actually makes him stronger so that people who previously maxed W second now max E, which is the right build. Like, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Because if you max W last, it's actually not that big of a nerf because your shield's only going from 0.2 or 2.0 to 1.5.
Yeah, and it should be max last. So
yeah, that's what I mean.
Like, maybe
if you look at
that
way,
nerf that
it's
is
not
above.
really nerf. Yeah. Kennen, E bonus resistance is removed. Bonus resistance is added to R. That's a weird change to me.
I kind of like that though.
I feel like you're overloading his R and making his E just feel like so his E just applies stacks now and does like minuscule damage.
Movement speed, and you get attack speed after it ends.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about the attack. Okay, I guess that's fair.
I think that's fine.
Maybe his E was overloaded. Okay.
Yeah.
I forgot about the attack speed.
And I think it makes a lot more sense to have it during the ult.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It is kind of counterintuitive where you want to CC them so you don't need the bonus armor and magic resist, but hey,
Yeah.
we'll take it.
Kindred, passive mark spawns later in the game. So first mark from, what is that, 305 to 315?
205.
205 to 315.
Because scuttles don't spawn till 315 now.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So now we can all be mastered here without playing cryo mids.
That's toxic.
Continue.
Lysandra, W damage increased late. Pog.
Okay, Q damage increase. Nick, your main's back.
Yes, he's back.
5
plus
damage.
5 damage, baby.
Let's go. Big tank, big damage.
Hell yeah.
Morgana, E cooldown increased, shield strength decreased. Maybe if they lowered the W damage again.
Her W damage is wild.
It's crazy. I played my first game of like actual AP mid Morgana and just like QW somebody for 90% of their health. And you just insta clear waves. It's crazy.
Is this like a scenario where like that's the one thing other than her alt movement speed that they changed about her, so they feel like they don't want to immediately change it back?
I think so.
Probably.
So my question is like, so do they want to shoehorn her into support, or is she okay with her being mid? Because if they're not okay with her being mid, why not just like, hey, her W does, I don't know, 75% damage to minions. So you need way more items to get to like wave clear area.
I feel like Mid Morgana is healthier for the game, in my opinion. But
Yeah, I mean, I really enjoy Mid Morgana. I think it's really fun, but it does seem like they are kind of pointing her in this direction with the wording that they used.
yeah,
But
I agree. Rek'Sai, base attack damage and attack damage growth decreased, empowered Q cooldown increased, E, min, and true damage decreased. E, what's that ability do?
Wait, there's a damage aspect of Rek'Sai?
good meme.
Yikes.
Shaco, sweeping lens no longer reveals and immediately activates stealth W.
So it just
It just reveals them. It doesn't actually pop them. Good. It shouldn't have.
Wait,
So you see them, you can hit them and kill them. It just doesn't activate them. So if you choose to just like walk by and not actually clear it, it'll stay. Or if you choose that you see it and you just walk into it, it'll actually wait until you're close and then fear you and hit you.
I see.
Do you guys remember the cheese where like it was a Shaco jungle? You just like run to their buff and then just like,
Sweep
sweep
her over
them.
the wall, yeah.
So dumb, dude.
You just destroy his clear. Oh, Pog, Aiden, your champ.
My champ. His base attack speed ratio is increased.
Shen's the champion, by the way.
Yeah.
My champion. When I say my champion, it's Shen. Base attack damage ratio increased. E damage ratio increased. Hell yeah, dude. Do you know his ult has a 3.5 minute cooldown, by the way?
Yep.
I learned that the first time I used that in the game, and I was really sad.
It's a long one.
Yep.
Cool.
But just imagine if you take Presence of Mind. You get
I was
a kill.
considering taking it.
That's like 45 seconds off your ulti, dude.
It might be worth it to go down.
And you get
'Cause
attack speed, Pog? Wait, not anymore.
So what was I doing in my second? What did I go in my secondary? I
What was I
went
doing?
because first, obviously, primary you go green. I did go down fucking precision, didn't I?
You go like
Okay.
tenacity triumph.
I went triumph attack speed. I definitely think you need attack speed.
Attack
but
speed
yeah,
is really good, yeah.
I probably could have given up triumph for presence of mind. It might be worth it, dude. Even though you're fucking wasting the 20% mana bar.
But that ulti cooldown is huge.
Yeah.
Next character on the list, Silas. W base damage has been increased by, it looks like,
Why?
10, 15, 20.
Yeah, shut up. That's why. How about that?
That character's literally permabanned in competitive.
Not anymore. I mean,
Ride's probably like, you know, we don't see him in competitive at all. That's because he's in the fucking the banned list every game. I literally, Nick, we had a conversation a couple weeks ago, and I so embarrassed to admit it, but I was like, man, I don't think Silas is very good in competitive. I don't see him played very much. I then looked; he was banned every single game that week. That's why.
Yeah, he's too good.
He's too good.
Too good. Oh boy. Volley Bear. Wait a minute. W bonus attack speed increased. Is
He's
this the
coming
return
back.
of the bear?
No, he's still garbage.
No.
Items.
Items.
Finally.
Hunter's they just removed Hunter's Potion.
Finally. It's just bad.
Yeah, it was a new
I saw one
trap,
built
yeah.
this game and I laughed. Or this week and I laughed.
The only reason it could have maybe been good is if it like combined into a jungle item. Like if you have Hunter's Potion, it takes like 100 gold off the cost of your combine or something. I think that's the only way to make that viable.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, next up, do you see how they made Manamune not an Ezreal exclusive item?
They just buffed the
They
damage.
changed nothing. They changed absolutely nothing.
They just gave
You
it
get
more
10 extra
AD.
damage.
You just get 10 AD.
So now it's
So
better on Ezreal.
No, but here, so I guess this is fine, right? Because they still have the exclusive thing where you can't build them both, right? So they can just buff Manamune until it's an item used on other characters, right? In theory now.
And it'll
But it's
still
still
just be
being
way
built
better
on Ezreal. That's the problem.
But then they can nerf Ezreal, is what I'm saying.
True.
That's fair, okay.
Big brain. Wait
Which
a
then
minute.
shoehorns you into building every single game. Which, dude, what a mess it must be to balance games like this. But is there another character in the game that would use it if it was a stronger item?
So I have thought about this. I feel like probably not that bad on Lucian. If you go
Okay.
like Manamune and then like Essence Reaver crit, because you can fucking double proc it real fast, like real hard, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But aside from that, like, I don't think there's a champ who stacks it quickly enough, and that's the problem.
Yeah, I'm trying
Yeah,
to
that's what I
think.
mean. I don't think there's another character in the game though. That's the problem. I guess Jace could go back to using it again.
Yeah, Jace
That's
could.
true.
That's about it though, right?
Yeah, but I feel like a lot of it's too late. It's too late in the game. You're spending,
Manamune Ash. There we go.
You're spending what 2,500 to push back your lethality timings.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just too slow.
Yeah.
Cool. SFX and VFX changes. So they increase the clarity for Ashe, Caitlyn, Jax, Renekton. I played against a Jax today. It looks really good, dude. His E was one of the most like frustrating things to play against because like the range on it's so like not intuitive.
Yes.
And now it has like a circle around it kind of, and I felt like I could actually play around it. So that's a lot of fun. Honestly, I feel like I'm glad that they're doing more clarity stuff like this in the game.
Hell yeah. Aftershock. Let's talk about it.
It's still
Resistances
OP.
no longer scale with level. They now scale with other bonus resistances up to a level-based cap. Damage no longer scales with AD or AP.
Wait, you mean this is a tank mastery?
But it's I feel like it still serves the same purpose.
Yeah. But I think they did tune it so that it's stronger on tanks and weaker on non-tanks, which is the intention of this change.
So I saw a Reddit post, and I kind of laughed at it at first, but I've been thinking about it the whole week, right? What if Aftershock, the resistances just inversely scaled with the amount of AP you had? Like it had a negative AP or AD scaling. It'd have to be bonus AD or AP and not like base.
Yeah.
Because that would de-incentivize taking it on champions who build damage.
I don't know. I think this is more in line with what they should be doing. We're having it just scale off of your current like armor and magic resist and like bonus health. Right, where like you have to get the tank stats for this to really work better. And I think if they just kind of keep pushing it in this direction, like I think if they keep tuning these numbers, it'll eventually just, be really good on tanks and be like an okay but probably suboptimal choice on a lot of the other characters who are currently taking it.
I don't think this changes anything.
No,
Maybe it will
probably
in the
not.
future, but I think it doesn't do anything right now, at least.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. So next up, minor rune tuning.
Yep, some bone plating. The damage blocked is just up. So straight buff to bone plating. Celerity is 1% flat
Nerfed.
movement speed and then 7% better on your buff. So it's... Yeah, I mean, I guess technically nerfed, but I feel like it makes this useful for a lot of other characters now again, who just wanted that little bit of flat movement speed and don't have a lot of movement speed boosts. Because, like, not a lot of characters do have boosts.
Okay, so I'm trying to find the patch notes on Reddit because someone did the math, and this is a nerf across the board for everyone who would take celerity previously, and a buff for everyone who wouldn't take celerity.
Huh.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I'm... Yeah. Is it just makes it available to more people, but a little bit weaker for anyone who would have used it.
The celerity quote buff is not really a strict buff. It actually nerfs core users later on while barely benefiting non-core users at all. Just tested it with no boots and tier 1 boots at 345 base move speed. No reason to take it over Transcendence or Absolute Focus. Absolute Focus.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Cheap shot.
Yeah, cheap shot. Bonus buffed.
Buffed. Yeah. Straight
Buffed
buff.
across the board. Pog.
Conditioning, straight buff. Your flat resistances are up by 1. So from 8.8 to 9.9. Okay. Balanced by a supercomputer.
Demolish Chisel tooltip. Showing how much it'll do next time.
That's nice, actually. Ghost Poro additionally grants 2 adaptive force when a Ghost Poro spots an enemy. Maximum stats are unchanged, so it just gives you a way to stack a little bit faster.
Magical footwear, 12 minutes. Has a higher cooldown or takedown reward.
So you have to get 4 kills to make it even? Or is that not right? That's not right. No, that's right. Yeah, 4. Nope.
No,
You have to get
need
8
4,
kills.
4 you'd get
3.
it a minute sooner. 3 you'd get it... Yeah.
No, because it's extra 20. It's an extra 15 seconds per. So you need to get 8 kills to make it the same as it was before.
No.
Yes.
No, to get it at
You get it
spawn- at
sooner on
spawn?
3 kills.
Oh, you mean okay. So you're including yes, you get it sooner at 3 kills than you would getting it at 0 kills. But Aiden is doing the like where is the intersect point between
Where does
the
it break
two.
even? Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I got you.
So
Yeah,
yes,
to get-
it is a nerf.
You need 8 kills for it to be a buff. Well, to
Yes, a
be even.
nerf.
To break. Yeah. It's yeah.
Which, I mean, that's fine. Like, everyone was taking magical footwear because it was too good, so...
I still think you do take it.
Oh, I still think you
Yeah.
absolutely take it, but...
Yeah.
Relentless Hunter, out of combat movement speed is up 2 base, 1 per stack, so just go real fast.
Scorch
Yeah.
buff.
Scorch buff, yeah. Ultimate Hunter, let's see here, buff.
Buff.
Just straight up buffs.
Rift Scuttle. Scuttler's first spawn now happens later in the game. This is a good thing. Pog.
You don't have to play prio mids anymore.
Why is it a good thing, Nick?
Aiden, you can't do that. Stop it.
People were telling me that though. So I think this is good. No, I'm saying it's a good change because now I can become a higher
Stop
level
it. You
player
can't,
without
you can't
playing.
do this anymore.
Characters
You
like
can't
Echo are
bully
now
people.
good.
You can't bully people, Aiden.
That's not bully. I'm
is
saying
bullying.
I'm saying I agree, dude. I think that everyone can now become a high elo.
Aiden, you're getting banned from your own Discord.
Cool. Bug fixes. They're all boring.
Yeah. Hey, Conqueror Alistair's coming out, and then Chroma's for all of the Conqueror skins, and then both of the Challenger skins. Exciting.
We're all going to be Challenger now that we don't have to play prior mids.
Colton, you too. Stop it. All right, let's talk about.
I don't even know
let's
what the
talk
meme
about-
is. I'm just fucking with you.
How do you not look at Discord once a day?
I just
How do you
don't.
know?
I'm at work, Nick.
That was like a whole couple hour thing.
I'm sure it was. I'm sure I'll enjoy reading through it later.
Nah, probably not.
Probably not.
Yumi, the new champ, Pog, that someone leaked, which I'm sure felt really bad for that one guy.
Yeah, so like, do you see how it got leaked, by the way?
Yeah.
He went to Riot or something like that, and he was like testing out stuff, and he had like a video made about Yumi, and what he did was upload it and made it unlisted instead of like private.
Private.
So and he added it to his playlist, like all of his videos. So then if someone went to his playlist and watched all his videos, it would auto start to his next video, which was the Yumi video.
Yeah, that kind of sinks.
That's kind of a noob mistake, but oh well, it's happened before.
Fortunately, it was like what 2 days before they released news or something about
Yeah.
it. It wasn't drastic. Hey, her passive, she's a support. Kind of feels like an enchanter support. Passive, Bop and Block. Every so often, her next attack against an opponent will restore mana and grant her a shield. She can then, with another mechanic that we'll talk about, become attached, and the shield then will protect her ally. It'll stay. The shield will stay until it persists until it's broken. Her Q is Prowling Projectile. Yumi fires a missile that deals magic damage to the first enemy hit. If the missile is in flight long enough, it deals bonus damage and slows enemies. While she is attached, she fires a missile from her ally's position and can direct the missile's flight path with her mouse. Kind of fun that the cat chases the mouse. If you didn't catch that.
You're funny, dude.
You're hilarious. You should be a comedian.
Her W is called You and Me. Passively, while attached, Yumi and her ally gain a % of each other's attack damage and AP converted to adaptive force. Yumi, Jin, PogChamp. Active, she starts with a pointer W. She dashes to an ally champion and attaches to them. While she's attached, she follows her partner's movement and is untargetable by everything except tower damage. Yumi's abilities fire from her ally's location, and she can't attack enemies. There's no cooldown to jump among her teammates. However, if she unattaches entirely, she'll need to wait for the cooldown to partner up, which starts as soon as she's attached. Her E is Zoomies. She heals and gains a burst of move speed. If attached, her ally is targeted by the spell instead, and it has 2 charges. And her ultimate is Final Chapter. She opens Book, launching waves of magic damage that root enemies after multiple hits. While using her ult, she can move, attach to ally champions, and heal. Beware Book.
Kids in your
What do you guys
book
think?
learning.
Seems super unique.
I think she seems like a lot of fun. I'm excited.
She does seem like a lot of fun.
I can't wait to attach to somebody and then have them like flash in a tower.
So we talked about this on Discord, and I'm sure you missed it, Cullen. What do you think happens if Camille ults Yumi while she is becoming attached?
I don't know. I would imagine she's still attached and that neither her nor her ally can leave? I don't know.
I think her ally can leave. She's stuck in the circle technically,
And
but
it
she's
just breaks it?
untargetable, so she can't be killed.
Maybe. Can't wait to get the Yumi Shen lane and you just hop on for the ride.
True.
Or the Yumi Nocturne dive. Ooh.
Oh my god, that
Let's-
sounds nuts.
Let's do it. Yumi Nocturne Shen, let's go.
Ooh, Yumi, Tom, Kench, anything.
Yes.
Fucking 3-man squad.
Let's roll up. Okay, so Yumi, Tom Kench, Nocturne, Shen. We just always rolling up on the boys.
Seems wild. Nice.
Yeah.
So looking forward to that. I don't think we have numbers yet, but we wouldn't mention them anyway.
Yeah.
So
Metakaiser, who are we talking about?
I think we talked about Hecarim when he got the buffs.
Okay, because he's been broken
First
ever
up.
since.
Yeah, he has. Now they nerfed
None of
him.
these champions really speak to me.
Okay,
You know,
round table.
round table. How about that round table?
No, you should do that while I write all the answers down because I haven't done that yet.
Oh, Aiden, come on! You have one job. That's not
Shut
true. You
up.
have multiple jobs.
I have one job.
Yeah, that's true. Let's talk about Vlad. What makes Vlad OP, Colton?
His nutty sustain and insane damage, and he gets health from building damage. And he does more damage than characters without health. Oh wait, he's got 2 ultimates basically because 2.5 seconds of invulnerability, plus damage, plus healing, plus being able to move during that time is a fairly strong ability on a 15-second cooldown W. Oh wait, there's more. His ultimate just increases damage across the board by like 20%. But wait, there's more. It also heals him for like 1,000. But wait, there's more. He's so fucking strong. It's a nightmare to balance him, and I understand that. But Jesus Christ, if it's not a pain in the ass to play against him,
He scales really, really hard.
Yep.
He doesn't really have a rune that he abuses, so that's not a way to nerf him.
Like, he scales incredibly hard for not having that weak of an early game, and like, even though it's not strong, it's not particularly punishable, right? Because you're not going to kill him. You might deny him, but you're not going to kill him if he's playing it right. And that's, I think, the biggest issue.
Yeah, especially with the sort of sustain that you can get from runes nowadays, like with biscuits, you know, you're not going to be able to push a Vlad out of the lane, especially if he takes TP. Let's talk about summoner spells while we're there. I'd say if you're mid, you go ignite. If you are top lane, you take TP. I'm not sure if it still interacts with this way, but I believe that his ultimate, the damage increase, applies to ignite.
I believe so.
So your ulti makes ignite do 10% more damage, which is already kind of nuts.
Yeah. I think your options are Ignite, Teleport, and Ghost, and you don't really need the Ghost, but you can take it. Probably Teleport in a lot of cases, just so you can get through lane easily.
Yeah. Max Q, then E, then W. Take a point in all three when you can. Pretty simple. Starting items, you go Doran's Shield most of the time, I'd say. He doesn't really have another good starting item.
I think the other option is Boots Pots if you need it, but typically Shield, yeah.
Yeah. I'd even say you could get away with a cloth armor, but that's a little not standard. We'll put it that way. Recommended build? What do you recommend, Colton?
You want to get to 40% CDR as fast as possible. It's like a quick Kindle Gem, Boots of Lucidity is kind of typically your first two. You normally turn that Kindle Gem into the Hextech Proto Belt. That's the one. Mm-hmm. Get yourself a Fiendish Codex that you can turn into either a Banshee's Veil or an Hourglass, depending on your needs, and you're basically there. From then, I mean, you can do things like a Spirit Visage if you want to be crazy tanky. You can go a Death Cap. I think Spellbinder is strong on him. Obviously, Void Staff once they start getting a little bit later into the game with Magic Resist. I don't know. I haven't played Vlad a lot recently, but I think that's basically kind of what you get. Am I missing something?
Morello, I'd recommend.
Okay, yeah, Morello's strong.
But otherwise, your goal is pretty much 40% CDR pretty quickly. Items that help you survive because you do a lot of damage. You have a lot of sustain. Boots, Lucidity, or pen shoes, I'd say. Runes. So I'm seeing the most common runes are Sorcerer and Inspiration, where you take Phase Rush, and then you go Nimbus Cloak, Transcendence, Gathering Storm. Although I'd say you could probably go Scorch. I don't think that's too bad. And then Magical Footwear. They're recommending Cosmic Insight, but I think you can get away with Biscuits as well. Because as a Manaless champion, you restore 20% missing health instead of 15%. Kind of nice.
Oh yeah.
And then for your other runes, I mean, I personally think the scaling CDR is kind of bad. So I'd go Adaptive Force, and then Flex depending on your lane. But it's probably preference at the point. I think that's pretty much Vladimir. He's pretty complex to play, but he's pretty cut and dry to talk about. You can cast your E while in a pool. So, you can finish the cast of your E while you're in a pool.
Yeah, so that's typically the combo kind of see. You alt, start charging your E, and then W in there, and then you pop it, and does big damage.
Mm-hmm. What's his best skin? He's got a bunch. It's got to be Bloodlord, right?
Yeah.
Weed Lord?
Yeah.
I don't think anything about his skin makes him a Weed Lord.
I don't know, man.
Bloodlord or
What about
Soul Stealer?
Soul?
Soul Stealer's
Yeah.
pretty strong.
Okay. I like Academy too. I think
Okay,
his
that's the
scarf.
worst. His worst skin.
No, it's not his worst skin. He's got a little scarf.
Nosferatu's sick too.
With his fucking giant noggin? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Look at his big ass head.
Can we agree that Vandal's the worst?
Vandal's pretty bad.
So is
Vandal's
Kench.
hot trash. Can we just remove that skin from the game?
Cool.
Hell yeah. Roundtable.
Hey, it's the round table where we talk about the question that last week was your last played character's auto attacks are now replaced by the Q. How does the champion function? On our Facebook, we got lots of responses because I posted it without the term
Oh.
roundtable question, which means Facebook realized it's not spam. I figured out Facebook's algorithm again. Robert said, Darius, now the ultimate spin to win champion cannot die. Even better if you try to 2v1 him. I agree, man. Having a fucking Darius Q every auto would be crazy. Nick said, I just played Fiora, so I guess I'll be dashing with every auto. Dude, that would actually be so much fun.
That'd
Every
be
single.
pretty sick. A melee Callista?
Yeah, I was gonna say Callista, but melee.
That's actually so cool. Yeah. What about Malzahar? Wave clear is insane. The entire enemy team is permanent silenced in team fights from Jack. I think that's pretty solid too. And then last but not least, from our Facebook, Austin said, Anivia spam for days. Dude, Anivia would be... That actually... every single one of these characters would just be hell. From our Discord, though. I feel like our Discord...
I thought of a couple more, but I want to hear these first.
Oh, okay. You want to wait till I fucking...
Why don't we let our listeners chime in?
That's what I'm saying, is I'm saying I'm waiting. Fuck you.
Before you ruin their hopes and dreams.
I think my favorite one from our Discord is from What the Hey, and he said NASA's champion is OP as fuck. Can you remember every NASA's auto being... Dude, that would actually be so broken. It's actually wild. Mega JTN said, Kha'Zix, I think I'd just make everything easier. Just spam AQ. It'd just be better, right? Because like I feel like Kha'Zix's regular like unseen is like unseen auto like attack. That already feels like a mini Q, but now it's just the big Q. And then last but not least is from Lil Barnabas, the other Tarek guy, obviously choosing Tarek. All I do is heal and heal, heal, heal. With every auto, I heal more, but now there's no point into putting more than 1 point into my Q. It's me, Tarek. Yeah. That was a good fake laugh, Nick.
No, I was thinking about my response to that, which I thought was really good. Like, so the way Tarek works is when he autos, he gets charges of his Q. So every time he Qs, would he get another charge of his Q?
Ooh.
Big brain.
Big brain. That is funny, Nick.
Thank you.
So funny. I was just thinking it'd be
That's
really
funny.
funny if Jack's Q was his auto attack, because he would just like bop slam you every time.
Just Rengar, kind of.
Yeah. It just looks so funny when he does it. He just like jumps
Yeah.
up.
All right, hear me out. What if Rengar's W was replaced by Ivern's W? Would he be the perfect champ?
Maybe.
Depends
Yeah,
on how long
probably.
it takes him to place the bush.
Instant.
If it's instant, it'd be crazy good.
Cool. So if this week's roundtable question is, what is the dumbest decision you've ever seen someone make in-game?
This is so hard.
Because there's too many?
Yeah, I feel like there's too many that none of them stand out, if that makes sense.
I was talking to Colton last week about it. That's why like it came up. Is because I was playing a ranked game like last year, and this was, I think it was on a Smurf, and our Lucian, we were doing Baron dance. You know, like we're on the blue side of Baron, so like this open side of it, and they're on the back side of it, like behind Baron, and the blast plant spawned. We're like, oh fuck, right? They can use the blast plant to get in and win the game, right? And like steal Baron. So what our Lucian does is he dashes over the wall. You obviously expect him to dash over the wall, hit the blast plant, fly back in. Dash over the wall, moves to the side, hits the blast plant, flies into the bush, and dies because all of them are in the bush. Like, you had to input another click to do that. Like,
That's a pretty good one.
It was easier not to kill yourself.
Maybe he went over the wall and A clicked, and it, because Baron was the closest target, it like pathed him towards the Baron.
And then he chose to shoot it, kill. Dude,
And then he was like, "Oh fuck, I'm getting fucked by pathing."
And then they all killed us, and then we lost the game because they got Baron and aced us.
Hey.
It's a cool play.
Yeah, one that I remember that kind of stuck with me is I was playing against a Karthus, and they were like pushing into me and like trying to dive me under tower, and like they got a couple Qs off, and I was like 1 Q from dying, and like I dodged the Q and was like out of range that they were gonna take another auto attack, so they like stepped out of tower range, and started channeling ult, except they didn't step out of tower range. And so just took like 2 more hits while channeling and just died and it canceled it. And I was just like, oh, you poor child.
I don't know if I have any good ones. I feel like maybe I just don't pay enough attention to what my teammates do. How about anytime there's a Tryndamere and he does an ulti? You have fucking one button on that champion that you have to press, and you mess that up? Are you kidding me?
Got a mid-max. They're trying to mid-max, dude. You're just upset.
Yeah, I am, because you fucking played Tryndamere, first of all, in my game. How dare you? Second of all, you got 3 buttons that are I'm sorry, you got 4 buttons. 3 of them don't matter, period.
I thought you were getting mad because I played Tryndamere.
Sometimes when you min-max, you're going to end up with min. You're going to end up with min sometimes.
Yeah. Cool.
Nice. I don't think we know how to end sections.
No, we don't. We just go, cool.
And that's it for Roundtable. Coming up next in the show, Cheese Pick.
No, coming up next in the show is where I tell you where to submit your Roundtable question, which is on our Facebook page at LeakCast or on our Discord, which you can find by messaging one of us or on our Facebook page in our About section. Or you can send us an email, mail at leakcastpodcast.com to answer your Roundtable question.
Hell yeah. Tell us about Cheese Pick.
Should we start ending sections like on the news and be like, and now over to Nick Cooper with sports? No? Okay. Cheese Pick of the week, Kindred mid. Hey, Scuttle spawns later, so you can already kind of...
you've actually played.
Yeah, I like Kindred mid. I think it's fun because she actually is a pretty strong duelist, 1v1 with Press the Attack. She scales super well into the late game, and like... So first mark is always going to spawn Scuttle. Which now that's at 3 minutes, so you can kind of, if you're playing it properly and communicate with your jungler, like set up to help them with it and get that first stack for free. If you manage to get a solo kill on, mid or a kill with your jungler's help, like that's another stack there. And then like anytime you want to try and roam and gank, it's good. I think that like, again, she's a pretty strong duelist 1v1, decent sustain with a W. Nice mobility with the Q to dodge out of the way of skill shots or ganks. And then, like, again, just really good objective fighting, really good team fighting, and ridiculous scaling if you can get your stacks in. So, fun character all around. That's the cheese pick.
Hey, what are we going to talk about MSI?
What does it stand for?
Mid-season Invitational.
Ooh, no. Stands
Invitational.
for mozzarella, spaghetti, and I don't know, another Italian.
The 3 nations lived in harmony.
Exactly.
Till the hot dogs attacked.
Don't bring up that
I didn't watch any
show.
MSI.
Yeah, I didn't watch
Nobody-
it.
Because it started this morning, and it's too early for me, and it's regions that I don't really care about.
Exactly.
Yeah, we kind of talked about this. Have our opinions changed about the standings of the 4 teams that are confirmed for, or I guess the 3 teams now that are confirmed for
Korea, China,
West.
EU, NA.
Yes, NA is not 100%, but they are very close, right?
Yeah.
Oh, but that's the order you're putting them. I see.
Yeah, that's the
I
order.
see. Okay. I think China and Korea are pretty close, and I think it's a pretty large drop off. But we'll have to see. G2's been surprising a lot of people, so.
Oh, I think they're super good. I just feel like I kind of hope they do poorly because I feel like everyone acts like they're right behind the best in the world.
I think this happens literally every single international event with G2. Is that they're too good for EU and too bad for every other every other competitive region.
Yeah.
Not including like NA, at least.
I mean, they played well at Worlds, but I mean, I'm just saying, like, I feel like they're being overhyped a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're really
They got
good
a
too.
big matchup or big britches. I
Big
don't know what I'm
matchup.
saying. Big matchups. Let's get into male fight where we have a couple. Wait, before we get into male fight, because I know there are some audience members who this isn't their favorite section, so I'm trying to get some stuff out of the way first. First of all, hopefully you heard that beautiful intro at the beginning, and that was
Who made that?
Created
Who made that?
for us specifically by Mr. Gio Lemus. I hope I pronounced it right. But we have he worked super hard on it. I really, really like it. I think it kind of incorporated like the old one that we had before, but with a new sound. I love it. You can check out his SoundCloud, his Twitter, and his YouTube. They'll all be linked in the show notes, and we'll make sure to post them in appropriate locations. Check it out. He's got other really good stuff, and this is kind of our way of paying him back for it. So
Thank you,
thank
my
you,
dude.
Gio, and go hit our man up, hit our man's up.
Blow up his SoundCloud right now.
Hell yeah, dude. Let's get into mail fight though, because we have an update from Brian about
Ooh.
Nico and a skin idea. He said, y'all didn't seem too impressed with my Nico sample size of 8 games, so I made the effort to play more games. I'm at work for 11 hours a day and travel on most weekends, so it's hard to find the time. But here are the numbers. I got to Silver 2 with her. Fuck yeah, dude. 27 games, 70% win rate, 3.41 KDA, average CS 142. I think that's the only one that's kind of like just okay, you know? The other ones, Smurf level. Also, a follow-up on Nico's W, her clone. I found it is really good for corralling the enemy mid laner into your jungler. Some bad matchups I have found are Ahri, Zed, and Echo, all very good at avoiding your ulti. Yeah, that makes sense. Super telegraphed, so if they have a way to get out of it, they're going to. And as for his skin idea, he was playing a game with playing jungle with Volibear. And the top lane Urgot has the Fire Cowboy type skin. I'd love to see Volibear with a Fire Demon type skin. I think that'd be absolutely sick. Hope you enjoy the thoughts, Brian. What about like a Cerberus skin? Sort of like the NASA skin?
Just 3 bear heads.
Hell yeah, dude, that'd be sick.
That could be pretty cool.
That'd be pretty sick.
Like, would one of them be the roar head and one of them be like the bite head and the other one's just the regular one?
The other one's just a head with arms and they flip them.
Yeah. Next,
So dumb.
Next email's from Jordan. If tomorrow all current league pros retire and they open up a Hall of Fame, but only 5 pros or former pros can be indicted per year. Inducted, yeah.
Sorry.
I was confused. I was like, that's indicted, but that's
They're going to
not
prison.
the right word. Who are your first 5 and why? Okay.
All right, so I think we should set some ground rules, and we should leave these open for our own opinions. Should we include current players, or should they be retired?
So I think that the point is like the current players are all.
Oh yeah, everyone retires.
Yeah,
Yeah,
everyone
yeah. Okay.
retires. So current players are included. That being said, I feel like anyone who's probably got less than like a year under their belt probably is not definitely not making it into the Hall of Fame, or
Yeah.
at least 100% not in the first 5.
So my personal, I have 3 that are hard locks for me. Right.
Okay.
I have Faker. Obviously, I think he's been the face of League for the longest period of time total. I think Reggie and Hotshot are both locks for the Hall of Fame too. I think they did probably the most for the scene early enough that it was actually impactful.
Mm-hmm. I could definitely get on board with that for like that first class.
Mm-hmm. Because I think with the first class, you kind of have to pay homage to the people in the past.
Yeah.
Because they're not getting in based on like recency bias.
Mm-hmm.
This is tough because I'm only like super knowledgeable about past like NA stars. So
I feel like I want to say Uzi, because he's been like the face of Chinese League of Legends for like
that's true.
for
Yeah.
4 years now. and like multiple times showing up in the World Finals. So I think I'd put Uzi in the list.
Do we put Expeke in?
I'd be
As
okay
the
with
face
that.
of EU?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think Expeke probably the face of EU. I'm good.
So our
with that.
first 5: Faker, Hotshot, Reggie, Uzi, Expeke. That's a pretty solid 5.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. That's a good question. Thank you, Jordan. Our next email is from Nick, but not me. He said, "Hey guys, long time listener here. I love you guys. Just wanted to clear the air about snares and whatnot because you guys seem to be struggling last week." Yeah, we we were for sure. They are the same thing. You can auto attack and cast spells while in both. The debuff we were thinking of was an entangle, like Amumu's ultimate, where you can't move and you can't auto attack, but you can cast spells. Oh, keep up the great work. I love listening to you guys while I work. And nice socks fag. Love, Nick.
Don't you love that there's 3 words for 2 different status effects that are all basically the same?
Yeah, I feel like in the past they were different things, and then they became the same thing with different wording. But
I mean,
I'm not
for
entirely
sure, Morgana and Lux definitely had the word snare in them before.
Snare, yes, absolutely.
No matter what, I can guarantee that. And now they definitely both say root.
Yes.
Whether or not they were different, I'm not sure, but they definitely both used to say snare.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, but okay, so snare and root, but what about a bind? But what about an entangle?
I think a bind is kind of like... So I think it was snare, root, entangle was Amumu's ultimate.
Yeah, just a Mumu's.
But I don't think there was ever a status effect called bind.
Yes.
I don't think
I
there
think it's
is,
just
but
yeah.
still, like, dumb
Yeah,
that all of
it
those...
should be-
it should be normalized,
Yes.
and it should be one
It should
status
be-
effect.
Yeah, uniform.
Or it should be 2, and they should be distinct.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, last email. Thank you again, Nick, for the email.
You're welcome.
Last one is from East.
Thank you.
Shut up. Go get master by playing low priority mids.
I'm sorry, dude, that they keep...
It's funny. He knows it's just a joke. Everyone knows it's funny.
This is his episode.
I have no idea what it is, and I'm so happy that I can upset you by making the joke. I've recently picked up Urgot and started to one-trick him. However, I have a difficult time knowing when to go in and when to run. I have realized that he's very slow, even with boots, and I've been kited out by many 80 carries. I was just wondering if you guys had any tips on how I could better know my potential and limits other than playing a lot. I know vision is crucial, but many people don't ward my games. Even after I type guys, can we please ward a bit more? Also, I was wondering what build should I run on Urgot, as I've found many different builds on different websites and I'm getting very confused. Tank, hybrid, AD and tank, or full AD? And what items should I buy? Sorry for the long emails, and fingers crossed that your advice could help me not int in my games. Regards,
first of all,
East.
Buy 2 boots.
Yeah. First of all, well, he's got...
Buy 6 boots for all 6
6?
legs, yeah.
Yeah. Do you
Windows
think
shoes
he
shop.
Do you think he needs 6 boots, or do you think he needs more for his body as well? Like, what if his legs get tired, you know?
Nah, he's got 6 of them. He can just switch off. He can do 4, then he has like 2 ones resting. And then
Oh, true. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. We got that one out of the way. Second off, I think you're too nice, like asking for wards. I think you should utilize your pings a lot more. You should ping everyone's trinket.
Utilize your slurs way more.
You should also type out. You should keep a tally on another monitor of everyone's vision score and just copy paste it every time you want more wards. I think you need a little bit more curse words, right? There's not even a single one in there.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you made a mistake by including yourself in that. You shouldn't say, "Hey guys, can we ward a bit more, please?" Like, you gotta say, "Hey fuckers, put down some vision, losers."
No, you say, "Wards, motherfucker, do you use them?"
And then
That's
they
a-
flame
that's a
you for
Samuel
being
L.
like
Jackson.
yellow or something. And then you just go, "This isn't my account."
And then you link one of our accounts.
Yeah.
Low, but then they make fun of us because we're still low elo.
Anyway, so some more serious advice.
Okay, wait. No, I have a scenario to propose because I think this is an untapped market. What if we rent out our OPGG profiles? There's like, you're getting flamed in game, right? You need a backup because this is your main. You have 5,000 games in silver, my dude. You're not getting out, but you need all reliable. You pay me $1.50 per time. You can whip that bad boy out and say, yeah, I got 11 games and I've got 12 games and won 10 of them. What are you gonna do about it, bud?
I only didn't climb on this account because all the pros climbed at the beginning of the season, and I climbed with them. And I missed out on
I've been one-tricking low priority mids.
No, but I do think there's a market for that. Because I remember like mutual friend of Trevor and I he got a message on one of his accounts. Well, Trevor did, and he's like, pretty well like our mutual friend said that was his account. He's like, no, it wasn't. That guy is shit at the game.
Yeah,
but if you paid for $1.50 a month service, then he would have thought you were good at League of Legends.
Yeah,
add me after game and I'll message you from that account and we got you.
Yeah. Well, oh my god, this is perfect. Okay, I'm sorry. We've derailed. What can we do to help this man?
Okay, so things to do on Urgot. I think Black Cleaver is probably still your first item almost always. And I would say if you're getting kited really intensely, it's probably because you're using your W before you close. And that's going to lower your movement speed. So you need to wait until you're on top of them before you pop it. Otherwise, you are going to have that decreased movement speed and they will just kite you out. Other than that, I mean, build order, I think, like, Death Stance is pretty good. I think tanky items can be very good depending on circumstance. I would say probably just kind of look at, like, pro builds and see what they're taking. Because I haven't played a lot of new Urgot. I don't really want to, like, give you too much. But, like, in terms of, like, knowing your limits and going in, I mean, he just gets so much stronger later on, where you really want to play it safe until you kind of hit like that level 9 through like 13 area where you really start to pop off. You have your W up all the time. You're getting really tanky. You just need to kind of wait for it. And once you do, you become pretty much unstoppable. Other than that, I mean, knowing kind of how and when to ult takes some time. You can definitely use it before they're at the threshold to just slow them and get close, because, like, it's a fat slow, so if they're, 400, 500 health shy and you hit the ult on them, like, your teammates are probably going to be able to get enough damage to finish them there. That being said, you go ahead.
I just want to say really quick to add on to that, it's also important to note, like, if they're below the threshold, they're going to be more likely to be looking out for your ultimate. Whereas if you throw it when they're at, like, say 50% or 40% or whatever, they're not going to be expecting to dodge that ability at that time, I would say.
Absolutely, yeah. Another thing just to note, you can flash while you're pulling them in with your chain, so you can use that to get, like, a really big fear off in the middle of their team. Also, you can kind of, like, wait. So a lot of people will cast the ult as soon as they land it, as opposed to waiting for a good time to get the fear. Like, once they're chained, you're gonna kill them. So, I mean, with, like, QSS or a Morgana E as the caveats, but...
Can they heal out of the range of it? Yeah, they can, right? Okay. That's the only thing to care for, I guess, but...
Yeah, but I mean, I just typically a lot of times, like, you can choose to use it at an opportune time, so just be aware that using it immediately is not always the best.
It stays in them for a long time.
Hopefully that helps.
Yeah, he's just like slow characters with like no like hard CC. Well, I guess he does have hard CC, but it's like not super reliable.
Yeah.
Are really, really weird to play. Mordekaiser is very similar. I play like a lot with the Mord one trick, where it's like you kind of have to either wait for them to mess up or until you get your like opportunity, right? You have to play around those opportunities or else you're not going to be able to just like play dumb, right? You can't just walk at people or else they're going to wait for your dash and then you're never going to be able to get them, right? Just you have to play smart around stuff like that. And if they do get away, don't feel like you have to run them down. You can just walk away and then like try again when they burned like their ultimate or flash or whatever.
Also, make sure you're taking Conqueror because it's the way Urgot is currently interacting with Conqueror is absolutely disgusting. So nice. Hopefully that helps East. Very non-specific name. That'll bring us to the end of the show. Once again, thank you to Gio. Make sure you please check out his Twitter, his SoundCloud. Make sure that if there's something you like, let him know. Maybe even commission him to do some work. Follow us on Twitter at LeagueCast and at LeagueCastFrost. Facebook is LeagueCast. Come talk to us on TeamSpeak, ts.leaguecastpodcast.com. You can send us emails, mail at leaguecastpodcast.com, twitch.tv/bluebasket and /KingLardot, where we stream. And finally, you can support us on Patreon. We just added a new tier, $1.50 per use, or $10 a month for our accounts. If you want to flame,
if you want us to flame people you just played with and tell them how good you are.
Yeah. So that'll do it. You guys have any ending quotes you want to go out on? See you, Space Cowboy.
Yeah. Bow. Pow.
Bye.